Okay, folks, welcome back to another deep dive with yours truly. And I got to say right off the bat, today's topic is going to be a little darker than what we usually cover. So,
Yeah.
yeah, just a heads up there.
Definitely not for the faint of heart.
For real.
Yeah.
We're going to be delving into the story of Vladimir Nikolayev. You might have heard of him as the Cannibal of Novosibirsk. Pretty grim nickname.
Yeah, that's pretty much sums it up, unfortunately.
Yeah, no kidding. We've got some excerpts from a factual account of his crimes, and let me tell you, it's heavy stuff, like truly disturbing. And what we're going to try to unpack today is, well, how does someone seemingly ordinary go so far off the rails? Like, what leads to this kind of descent into such darkness?
Right. I mean, when you look at Nikolayev's early life, it's like a totally different person. Born in 59, got involved in some petty stuff like theft, robbery. Sadly, it's not that uncommon.
Yeah, it does make you think, though, like about those early signs. Could there have been a point where things could have changed? Like some kind of intervention?
It's the million-dollar question, right? I mean, there are programs out there focused on rehabilitation, getting to the root of the problem, addressing those underlying issues that can contribute to criminal behavior. But it's never a guarantee. And there are so many factors at play. But Nikolayev's story takes a pretty dark turn. His first murder happened during a fight with a drinking buddy. The guy actually had a criminal record, too. And Nikolayev claims it was an accident.
Accidental during a fight. Huh. That's doesn't sound too convincing to me. It's like mixing alcohol with a tense situation probably didn't matters then.
For sure, alcohol lowers your inhibitions, but it doesn't just turn you into a killer. There's a whole science behind the psychology of violence. Experts study things like aggression, impulsivity, what makes someone more prone to violence. And then you have situational triggers, too.
And from there, things get truly horrifying, like seriously messed up. After this first murder, he tries to revive the victim, then dismembers the body, and then he consumes the flesh. I mean, what could possibly be going through someone's mind at that point? It's just unimaginable.
Cannibalism is it's a whole other level, right? It's not always some simple craving for human flesh. Sometimes it's about survival, in extreme situations. Other times it can be linked to certain rituals or like severe mental illness, psychosis even. Nikolayev said it was spontaneous, but to me that just makes things even more baffling. What was going on in his head? What pushed him over that edge?
If it wasn't messed up enough, he decides to sell the flesh, passing it off as exotic meat at a local market. People were eating human remains without knowing it. The sheer audacity of it all is just bone-chilling.
Yeah, you're talking about someone who's incredibly manipulative. It wasn't just about the killing, it was about the control, the deception. Using other people for some twisted purpose, it's almost impossible to grasp how someone can just compartmentalize like that, living a normal life while committing these atrocities.
It's crazy, right? Luckily, some folks thought the meat tasted strange, got suspicious, they had it tested, and boom, it was human blood. That kicked off a whole investigation, and they found human remains in Nikolayev's apartment. I mean, the truth is just as horrifying as the rumors.
It's a grim reminder that these aren't just stories we're talking about. These are real lives lost, real people who suffered. It's easy to distance ourselves from the horror, but we can't forget the human cost.
This deep dive has been, honestly, it's been really unsettling. But it feels important to face these dark parts of humanity to try to understand them. You know what I mean?
For sure. I mean, it makes you wonder, could this happen again? What can we do to prevent these kinds of crimes? What are we missing? And ultimately, what leads someone down such a dark path?
Big questions, right? Tough to grapple with, I know.
Yeah.
But worth thinking about. Maybe it helps us be more aware, more in tune with how complicated human behavior can be, and maybe even more prepared to prevent these sorts of tragedies in the future.
Absolutely.
Well, folks, that about wraps it up for this deep dive. Thanks for sticking with us through this one. I know it was heavy. And until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and maybe keep a closer eye on what you're eating, all right?
Yeah, got that right.
Take care, everybody.